Fighting games aren't known for their mysteries. As a competitive genre, most players are content to puzzle out optimal combo damage rather than narrative conundrums. In the case of 1999 Street Fighter III Third Strike, though, developer and publisher Capcom effectively put a period on the story franchise lore for nearly a decade, but not before leaving a few hooks that still have never been answered. But maybe we just weren't looking in the right place. Maybe one of its strangest secrets was hidden in plain sight all along. I'm John Learned, and this is an annotated footnote. French savate kickboxer Remy isn't what you might consider a popular character. Having only appeared in one game in the overall Street Fighter series outside of the occasional spin-off cameo, he has his specialists, but not a lot of fans. Curiously though, his backstory and ending dangle a mystery still unanswered by both the development team and franchise watchdogs within Capcom. Who is Remy's father? According to series Bible Eternal Challenge, this person was a martial artist that left he and his sister at a young age, which sparked a lifelong resentment of fighting for the Parisian. He mentions this absentee parent in his rival dialogue with Alex before the endgame, and in his ending, Remy leaves his anger behind, along with his dead sister encased in a block of ice, but not before ruminating on his father and the meaning behind his disappearance. So who is this delinquent dad? Given Remy's playstyle, most would look to franchise familiars like Guile or Charlie Nash with their sonic booms and somersault kicks. The evidence, though, points to another direction, and one that might be metaphorically upward. Sure, both these men are martial artists, but they're just that, men. In Remy's case, his forebear borders on the more fantastical. To put it plainly, it's none other than the final boss of the game. Gil is Remy's father. Here's the evidence. First, consider Gil and his trademark dual fire and ice nature. Remy's ice and water motifs are all over his design, from the names of his attacks like the cold blue kick to a chilly personality. He also, again, includes his sister in a glacial coffin. As she's dressed in red with blonde hair, it's possible that she may have inherited some of Gil's more fiery features, but we'll likely never know. Colors and visual cues matter though. Consider too Remy's secret color, triggered by hitting light punch, hard punch, and medium kick on the character's select screen. This dresses him like the Divine Dad, from blonde to red to blue. Finally, let's study what was hidden right in front of us all along, his stun animation. Remy is tied for having the smallest stun meter amongst the cast of the game with Akuma. In the latter's case, this is a way to counterbalance the Raging Demon's many strengths by turning him into something of a glass cannon. For Remy though, it was a glaring additional handicap for a character that was saddled with all too many of them. I contend though that this was to draw attention to his dizzy animation, the Grim Reaper. As Third Strike aficionados and gameplay wizards like Crystal Cube sometimes remind people, sprites for stun animations in this game are character specific. Ryu will always see a field of stars around his head, while Makoto will never unsee baby chicks. However, only 4 characters in this game see the dreaded specter of death personified: Gil, Urien, 12, and Remy. The first 3 are of a piece, as Gil and Urien are brothers and fight for control of a secret evil organization, and 12 is their newest living weapon. Why Remy though? The answer might be something to ask your parents about when you're a little older. Certainly, this is all educated conjecture on my part, but the clues are there if we suspend a bit of disbelief. For Capcom's part though, we do know that a lot of work was put into Remy's design for him to only appear in one game of the series. Given what's surfaced about Remy over the years, he may have pointed toward the direction the series would have gone had Third Strike not gotten the publisher, quote, out of the Street Fighter business, according to ex-Capcom producer Seth Killian, until Street Fighter IV's renaissance in 2008. According to Gamist interviews with Third Strike developers recently translated by Shmuplations, and interviews on the Capcom Fighters Network page with Street Fighter V producer Takayuki Nakayama, we know that Remy went through some 50+ designs before settling on what we have in the game, some of them bearing ties to previous series antagonists Shadowloo. The Gamist interview goes on to note that the team wanted him to be a martial artist to rival Ryu and Alex, the protagonists of this game, and that he was meant to flesh out more of Street Fighter III's backstory, something that never quite bubbled to the surface. Perhaps they would have made good on this if the planned 4th game in the series had ever been completed. This theory does get a bit murky though. Eternal Challenge calls him a nihilist and then states that he's insane. While this lends towards Gil's aloof megalomania, more closely resembles Urien given his disposition. Also, Remy wears a jacket bearing the Greek symbol Omega, which again would align more with the Greco-Roman themed Urien than that of the more monotheistic final boss. Though quotes from the Christian Bible often mention God as being all things, the Alpha and the Omega. Unzipping his jacket to show off his bare chest, though, might still be another hint to the thematic ties between the 3 men. Will all of this hold up to scrutiny? Probably not. But until we see Remy appear in future canonical entries in the series, or the Third Strike developers chime in with the identity of this long-lost paterfamilias, idle speculation is the best we can go on, even if the pieces do seem to fit. The case certainly isn't closed on the matter, but stunning realizations were there all along in the cold light of day.